Raise your hand if you've ever fallen down. I've fallen down over 100 times. It started when I received a vaccination to go to Africa. Many more falls followed. I fell up the steps, down the steps. I fell at the grocery store. I fell at the airport. I even fell while trying to get in my friend's SUV. I fell standing perfectly still, giving a presentation. If falling were an Olympic sport, I have several gold medals. Those falls resulted in a half a dozen concussions, fractured ribs, and joint pain. But every time I fell down, I got up. It may not have been very graceful, but I got up. In 2003, I couldn't. I collapsed in my driveway while I was preparing to go out of town on a business trip. A neighbor saw me and called an ambulance. My recurring symptoms at the time included extreme fatigue, double vision, droopy eyelids, severe muscle weakness, difficulty speaking, chewing, and swallowing. A doctor in the hospital thought I was faking, thought I was drug seeking. So it's not surprising to me that the National Academy of Medicine found that racial and ethnic minorities receive lower quality care than white people. And this is even when the insurance status and the severity of their condition and age are all comparable. Income, everything's comparable. Receive lower care. My lab work came back. It was positive for binding, blocking, and modulating acetylcholine antibodies. Yeah, I didn't know what that meant, and I'm sure you don't either. It means my body was in an all-out war against itself. I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune condition that impacts your voluntary muscles, myasthenia gravis, also called MG. And there is no cure. I was hospitalized for a month because the doctors didn't know what to do with me. I basically became a science experiment. It's unnerving when your doctor looks at you and says, "We've only seen your condition in textbooks." There are more than 100 autoimmune diseases. And this is according to the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences. I was placed on what I call the granny ward, the skilled nursing section. Everybody on that ward was at least 30 to 40 years older than me. And no one was on a fast track to anything, not to getting cured or to being released. Bingo became our pastime. And this is true. I still love bingo today. On numerous occasions, I could hear the screams from the grannies that never got answered. The next day, they were gone. Their voices silenced forever. During my extended stay, I was given the wrong medication several times, resulting in anaphylactic events. I almost died from IV magnesium. Magnesium, this usually harmless mineral, almost killed me. My doctors, they were completely unaware of this contraindication. I had to end this science experiment. I did not want to end up like, like one of my grannies. Staying in that hospital was depressing. And it was really fostering a sense of hopelessness. And that is not what my life looks like. I advocated to receive the treatments at home without magnesium for a few months. I took a year off of work to focus on getting better. I wanted to learn as much as I could about holistic health, exercise, aesthetics, spirituality, and anything I could find that would help bring my mind and my body into balance. And I created all these wellness theories on what I thought could help get my body better. I graduated from that wheelchair to a walker to a 4-prong cane and then a single cane. There hadn't been a new drug for MG in more than 50 years. So I knew I had to find something. The NIH says that MG is relatively rare, affecting approximately 20 Americans per 100,000. In the meantime, it was still taking me 30 to 40 minutes just to get out of bed. Just trying to go to work. I started to realize that it was going to take a little longer to get better. I decided to start a business from the comfort of my bed. Well, I was thinking something that I could work from anywhere, but really from the comfort of my bed. Because I had nothing to lose at this point, I agreed when my neurologist suggested I try a new drug. It wasn't really a new drug. It was a drug that they were using for leukemia, lymphoma, and other autoimmune conditions. The World Health Organization had this drug listed as an essential medication, but it still was toxic and not really part of my ideal wellness plan. But I was desperate, and I agreed. Because I failed on everything else. I failed on all the drugs indicated for myasthenia gravis. One gave me meningitis, another damaged my liver. On August the 24th, that was supposed to be my first day on this new drug. I was so excited. But then something happened and I couldn't receive it. To say I was devastated is an understatement. I felt like I was going to die. But I got calm. I sat in my bed, visualized, started meditating, thinking about finding something that could get my body into balance. I turned on the TV, and that's when I learned about cannabidiol, CBD for short. There was someone who looked like me, sounded like me, literally just sounded like me. When you have MG, your words get slurred. You sound like you're drunk. I kept watching, and there was someone with MS, ALS, and epilepsy. They can't hold things. I can't hold things. And there wasn't anyone with MG, but all their symptoms were so familiar for me. I kept watching, just taking notes and just absorbing all I could. Then I learned about the endocannabinoid system that seemed to be absent from every anatomy and physiology class I had ever taken. But I was intrigued. I Googled them. I paid for expedited shipping, and then I waited. I tried legal CBD oil on the 27th of August under medical supervision. And everything changed for me. And I do mean everything. I looked at those stairs, those same stairs that I fell up and down so many times. On this day, I went up them with ease. That was my first victory with MG. And my second, my friend was having a launch party for some 80s artists, and I really, really wanted to go. I told my friends that I would go. Pulled up to the venue. They were waiting for me to literally escort me from the car to our table that we had reserved up close so I could be camped out with my cane. But then I found I didn't need my cane. I didn't need anything at all. I was dancing, having a good time, all offbeat, still trying to learn the Running Man. It was incredible. I stayed out until 4 o'clock in the morning. I told my family and friends, I may not be able to get up in the morning, but I want y'all to know it would be worth it. And I had a great time. But then morning came. I got up and my body cooperated. The next day, the same thing. And the day after that, and the day after that. So after 30 days of being on a low dose CBD, I decided to increase the amount that I was taking. And for good measure, I thought I'd also get a drug screening. That came back negative. What my journey with MG has taught me is that everyone's ideal of wellness looks different. And the way that you look, especially if you're Black or female, may determine the level of care you receive. And this is dangerous because this could mean someone's life. So I decided to think back on those wellness theories. And I came up with my own wellness kit. I call it the SNAP wellness kit. So S, stand up for yourself, even if you fall down 100 times. Find that support system, because trying to go it alone is not a great idea. N, never, ever, ever give up on yourself. Never. Never let anybody put limits on what your life is supposed to look like. If something doesn't feel right, get it checked out. You know your body better than anyone. And don't apologize for falling down. A, always, always ask questions and advocate for yourself. Ask, why aren't you getting better? Is there something else we can try? Have we really explored all the options that are available? P, practice positivity. Positive thoughts always equal positive results. Find what works for you. It may be an upcoming drug. It may be vitamin D. It may even be beet juice. Whatever it is, find that thing that works for you. If you don't advocate for your own health and wellness, who will? Lastly, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Wayne Dyer. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. Thank you.